Yes, people, it is time. It's about time that white Dr. Eggman, aka Megamind, gets sacked. Because why are INEOS still having conversations with managers? You know, we had that fraud Miguel Delaney come out about Southgate being the #1 target. I don't know who this Brailsford is, but he just needs to stick to cycling. Yeah. Also, on top of that, if that's going to be the case, who's losing right now? Southgate. I am INEOS out to the day I die. Yeah, unless they can win me 2 Champions League back to back. But other than that, they've been speaking to Tuchel, so he might be the front runner as well. And this whole Ten Hag situation is, again, we spoke about earlier months, is pissing me off. Whilst on the other side, big up Kopish, big up Saeed, of course, every single time. You got Mons, you got the Liverpool side, linked with top midfielders, aka Bruno Gomes, who they need to raise 37 million so they can beat the PSR allegations. Then they're also linked with Douglas Luiz. Then they're also, that brother, I don't even know who he is yet, but the Porto DM, right? And on top of that, they've apparently made a 38 million bid for Edison. So, and guess who we linked to? Onana. Guess who else we're linked with? Shit. So in the midfield, we don't even know what we're getting. Trying to make signings, but yet we don't even know what's going on. How can you even make signings if you don't even know who your manager is? But anyways, Saeed, welcome. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute, man. Big up Never a Foul, big up Callum, big up Monts when he comes. And yeah, man, listen, man. I think you know what it is, man. Everyone wants their stuff done early. Obviously, Euros is in the corner. You know, I mean that's next weekend. So yeah, man, I think everyone's just agitated because they want to sign players and whatnot. But bro, I'm asked about the manager, but I'm also asked about getting rid of players this year rather than signings. Like the signings actually don't hit me. They don't really like. I'm not feeling the adrenaline right now. Just the manager, get him gone, and then we can move to getting rid of the players and then starting the summer right, man. So yeah, man, just have to keep waiting. You know, maybe another week, but we need to get it done before the Euros. That's all I'm saying. Get it done before the Euros. Simple.
You know, there could be a masterstroke in this all, Cal, yeah? Big up yourself, Kopish, every single time. Sorry, I've got hay fever. It's killing me as well.
Bro,
so, I don't know how. I see my dad. My dad, we're going to have words, bro. Your genetics are poor. So, on that notice, my mom's fine. But yeah, while you linked with bare top ballers and everything, all Man United are, unlike yourself, is interested FC. You know what I mean? Like it's like man them in Amsterdam that have to go through the red light district. You see a couple beanies on the red lights, and yeah, you're interested FC, but you ain't touching it until the final moment. You know, that's what I'm saying. How do you view Man United right now? Because we're trying to get back onto levels, and you must be looking at us thinking, you know what, patience. I know what you're like. You know, you're FSG to the day you die. As you said, we got that video. So big difference.
I'm going to say something that I think is going to probably trigger you guys, but I don't mean to trigger you guys.
Don't worry. Do
it. I think they're trying to do what Liverpool were doing previously in terms of being very quiet and keeping their cards close to their chest when it comes to signings and things going on behind the scenes. What I will say is people like, and again, I'm not trying to dump on these people, but people like Fabrizio and other aggregators, they tend to use Man United and Liverpool to put news out there because, again, to just peel it back, they are getting paid from X, formerly Twitter, for engagement. Hence, them using Liverpool and Man United, 2 fan bases who jump on to news and transfer gossip, etc., quicker than any other fan base, is easier for Fabrizio to put news out. So me personally, I take everything I'm seeing with a pinch of salt right now, whether it be Man United or Liverpool. So if I'm a Man United fan right now, I'm actually going to be comfortable because you've just won the FA Cup. Poor Premier League season, obviously. But I think the people are working behind the scenes and they're just not putting their stuff out there like what was previously happening, which kind of, let's be honest, really ruined it for Sancho because you could have got him a season earlier if you weren't out there in the media and all that stuff. So I actually think if I'm a Man United fan, I'm probably thinking it might actually be better for the club to kind of be staying low right now and just doing things behind the scenes.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because you know what it is? I said this on Saeed's channel. Saeed said it on his own channel, of course. Me say it, bro, every time we're on a debate show, it's the same thing. Us United fans, you know what it is? We're spoiled. We're still, like, some of us that saw from the era, we're spoiled. But Like, you know what it is? We moan. I think Manchester United fan base might be the most moany fan base out of all of them. I think we're moaners, Saeed. I'll be honest.
Chelsea for me, man.
No, but
Chelsea.
you know what it is? I don't maybe I don't know if it's Chelsea, because you know what it is with us, yeah? I'll say it because I'm tired of repeating it in a way. When things are getting leaked, yeah, like our roof, yeah, Trafford Falls. If you ain't been there, it's a good site. Make sure you go and watch it one day when it's raining. But we moan, we hate it. Leaked lineups, then Goldfish with his crap and so on forth and so forth. It's always the same kind of circle. But as soon as they go quiet, we moan. And we're like, now you're being a bit too quiet. But for me, I'm a patient guy. I think Saeed's quite patient. I think, to be fair, if you're a Man United fan in the last 10 years, you have to be patient.
Bro, you have to be, man.
You have to be, bro. But the thing is, at this point, it's like, again, like, I don't see what the issue is about putting out a statement whether you're going to keep him or you're looking further forward with him. Because if you're going to keep him, give him a new contract then. But if not, then obviously on that side, get rid of him. I don't see why. Like, I just don't get the patience part. And now they're selling Nice. And I wonder why they're selling Nice. Big up Monts, by the way. Why do you think they're selling Nice, Saeed? Because is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Because now we can't send no one over to France.
I think it's a good thing because that means then they have their full focus on Man United. And ultimately, that's what you want, innit? You know what I mean? You want your full focus on United. I don't think they want any sort of circumstances coming, any loose ends, you know what I mean? And obviously, UEFA are on United. Even though they said it's okay, down the line, they know it's not great. And also, I don't know if you've seen the reports today, but they've not even got a sponsor yet. I think they're struggling to get major sponsors, the League One. I think that's going to go down the hill since Mbappe's leaving. I think that gave it a bit of relevancy. Now the TV deals are quite poor. You know what I mean? So is it worth investing into Nice? So that's why there's probably come into their minds that they probably want to give over Nice. And obviously it makes them more kind of relevant to say, you know what, we could become full owners or full, take the whole reign of the Glazers. So yeah, man, I think they're making their stance. They're trying to look like they're on it and whatnot. So I'm calm with that whole situation, man. I just know that what they're doing right now is that they're just ironing out the finer details. They don't want to get it wrong. If they get it wrong, bro, they're gonna be set back for another 2-3 years. So now they say, you know what? Rather than doing that now, let's just take our time with the decision, relax, and then go from there. Because if you rush, you know what I mean, bro, you appoint the wrong man, it's not gonna be good, man. You gotta have first impressions. So yeah, man, the Nice thing, I think it was always one of them where they kind of failed in that regards, with Nice, because they brought it in 5 years ago and they've sacked 5 managers in 5 years, not really got there to PSG or even got to top 3. You know what I mean? So it's not really looking good, man. And obviously, you know what I mean? Now United's here, they got bigger fish in it. You know what I mean?
Don't you think Nice is a bit of a learning curve of how to operate a club?
100%. It's a learning curve. It's like, we managed a club. It didn't quite work out. You know what I mean? They got a few ballers in there. You know what I mean? They got it to a level where they got Europa League, etc., etc. But ultimately, United is like the kind of the holy grail, isn't it? Like it's the one where you need to put your full focus on, and they can't do the both, in it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be feasible if they don't have not the finances, but more so the people and the personnel to do 2 jobs. There's a lot to do at United, and you kind of need all focus on Man United, especially the way that it's been run for how many years,
I was going to say I kind of agree with that as well, because, again, I'm not even trying to throw shade here, but you've had money and spent money. It's not been a money problem for you guys, where it's been a money problem for other clubs. I think for you guys, it's having the wrong personnel. So you can spend all the money in the world, but if the personnel's not great, then it's never going to work out for you.
Is that your little one?
It's a madness. It's a madness.
Sounds like Man United, isn't it?
Yeah. That's not even the smallest one. That's him and his brother just had a fight.
You man keep forgetting Carl got bare Lego pieces getting dashed at his
Yeah, the two older ones just had a little scrap, and one of them.
Carl, you got something here. A piece of Lego.
I was actually looking as well,
Wait, I don't get it. Like, was there actually a bit of Lego in your hair at one point?
No, as in, Monty's basically saying because I've got so many kids and there's just Lego all the time lying around.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's mad.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, Monts, man, we was discussing Southgate earlier, innit? Now, at one point, you got the Southgate inners now, the one that's trying to push for him, that PR, and then now Fabrizio is coming up with about Tuchel being discussed internally this week. So during a review week, you're discussing other managers. What does that tell you?
I don't know, man. It feels like to me that like you lot, the new board isn't as ruthless as we think. That's for one. I think INEOS aren't as ruthless as we think. Radcliffe likes an English core. I think people are ignoring that. You know, and I think it's funny how like anytime there's talk of Southgate, the Man United faithful just want to rubbish it off straight away. You know, just want to rubbish it off straight away. Has anyone like stopped to think that, you know, they want maybe Ten Hag hasn't been sacked yet because they want to see how Southgate does in the Euros?
No. It's listen.
Look, see, manager shutting it down. Manager shutting it down. Straight. No one's even stopping to listen to the fact to the possibility of Southgate being in the dugout for Manchester United. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. But I feel like Saeed, my brother, Cass, my guy, my broski, I feel like what you man are doing is you are so fixated on waiting on for this announcement. You realize if Ten Hag is staying, Manchester United do not need to make any sort of announcement. He's already the manager. He's currently the manager of your football club.
So why have the review then? Why have the review then?
They can have the review, but
no, you don't do a review for a manager.
There doesn't need to be an announcement that he's staying.
He doesn't need to, but then an outlet would come out with an announcement that he's staying. Like someone would know something. Laurie Whitwell, anyone.
They technically wouldn't. They'll just keep it moving, innit?
No, not really, because that you can't do that with a fan base. You've just let in the dark, literally nothing, no communication. You couldn't say to the fan base, yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
But say, bro, you man are moving mad if you lot don't think that Jim Radcliffe likes an English core.
But we say this, yeah, but at the same time, we don't know that either.
So at the same time, so if Southgate is being looked at, it's not complete nonsense. Listen, I understand you man don't want it to happen, but you man keep acting like it's complete nonsense that Southgate is being linked. There ain't no smoke without fire.
You know what it is, though? It's the way they put it together. That's what makes it nonsense. If it was just like, you know what, he's part of the list, etc., but it's the way they're saying he's the prime candidate. The journalists that are coming out now, they're saying he's a main candidate. He's the one that INEOS are looking at the most. Like, it's the way they're doing it, and that's what's irking a lot of United fans.
You've never stopped to journalism. And you said you've never stopped to think that maybe that's the case.
Well, what's your basis?
Because to me, it seems like you man don't want it to happen so bad that you're refusing to even think that it's a possibility.
Do you know why? I can give you a good reason why. Yeah, because the Euros is going on. So you let me know which manager is taking pre-season. If the quarterfinals is around the 6th of July. Yeah. Listen. So when you think about it, if you got to a semi-final and a final, I think the final is mid-July. Who's taking Man United pre-season? Because it doesn't bode well if you're assistant manager. You don't even have an assistant manager. Who is taking these brothers? Like, what is it going to be? Our future captain flipping the low or Bruno Fernandes if he's staying? Like all these players that you're going to get in and out. Who's taking them?
I hear it, but I'm just saying, you man are rubbishing it off because you don't rate man, innit?
I just gave you a logical explanation.
That's fair.
Say that again?
Yeah, that's a fair comment. We don't rate him.
So, I mean, you don't think I'm trolling. I'm not saying Southgate is going to be the next manager. I'm just saying it's very much a possibility because of the English core that Radcliffe likes. Now, don't get me wrong. You've got other guys on the list: De Zerbi, Thomas the Frank Engine. What's his name? What's the other one? Thomas Tuchel, Tommy Tuchel, and them thing there.
Oh, yo, man.
Like, come on, man.
Can I ask a question? Is this version of Tuchel better than? And I'm not taking him. Is he better than Ten Hag? This version of Tuchel?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
For me, he is because at least
because I personally think Tuchel goes places and divides dressing rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but,
that's
I
fair,
mean,
that's fair.
but the thing is, this dressing room, you won't have. Well, according to what reports are going off of, like since we're not allowed to rubbish them off now, according to Mons, you won't really have mad egos like that, like established. Let's call them established egos. Your Casemiro's, your Varans. No, but what do you mean? We did. Ten Hag had Cristiano Ronaldo. Sancho came with the ego.
I'm saying Tuchel didn't have that at Chelsea.
You know what it is,
but his players didn't get him sacked. The ownership, the new ownership came in and wanted their own guy.
True.
Yes.
True.
So my thing is with Tuchel, yeah, I get it. His man management skills are questionable, but if you look at his teams, yeah, you know what I mean. Especially with Chelsea, I don't think they finished lower than 3rd or 4th, I believe. You know what I mean?
Other than their half a season, you could say. I think.
Yeah, but half a season. In that half a season, did he not win the or was that the full season?
Champions League? That's where he won the champs. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I look at Thomas Tuchel, I think for me, tactically though, I would be quite very calm about him. I wouldn't be kind of worried and be like, yo, like we're gonna get outnumbered in midfield. Like I think he would set us up right. You get me? Would he take us to the next level? I'm not sure. I think he's someone that you could have for about 18 months and then you get rid of him. Which again, INEOS, do they want to do that? I don't know. But we'll have to see. But for me, Tuchel isn't a bad option. But
I think it's great. I think it's a great.
What I need anyway.
Don't no one think that Tuchel's actually a great option? Like, other than that, I don't think he's tactically inept at all. I think he shores up a defense. I think I think he's similar to Ten Hag in a way. When it goes to the forward line, he does rely on some individual brilliance at times, but at the same time, he gives clear instructions. I think the only issue is with what you're saying, Cal, is literally the man management point. But remember, he's not coming in to be a manager. We're looking for a head coach. A bit like Chelsea, they wanted a head coach. They don't want someone to manage the club. So he could. And Tuchel, what he wanted to be at Chelsea at the time, which makes no sense. He wanted just to coach, but they wanted a manager. Do you know what I mean? So Tuchel's a head coach. I think it's not a bad option. But do you believe Tuchel can build a squad? That's the other question. Or does he need now? Is it you need a ready now team for someone like Tuchel?
That's what they're deliberating now. You know, that's what they're thinking, yo. You know what? Have we got the team right now to say, you know what, we're ready? Have we got the team to say, you know what, we can compete? You know what I mean? Do they look at cups? You know what I mean? So I think there's so much mitigating circumstances towards it, you know what I mean? And what their decision is. But ultimately, they're just looking at, yo, like we need to buy our time. We need to not rush. You know what I mean? Like if you would back him, you would have said, yo, listen, we're done with our review. Make sure you follow our rules and bye-bye. That's it. They would have said it over Zoom. They would have met before if Ten Hag is saying to the owner or to the press that we've had conversations, they back me, they do this, why would then INEOS take a review? Like I don't get it. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like
that's what I mean. Like that is my only thing as well. You know, Said, I'll be real. We've had this conversation only the other day. I think, or maybe yesterday or the other day. But even so, like. I'm going to be honest, and I know this is going to sound mad. As much as I've got the video of him and everything and all the crimes that he's done, big up Staffy every single time. If INEOS decides they want to keep Ten Hag, I'm not going to be super mad. There's something a part of me that feels like I've been too harsh on Ten Hag as well. Because I feel like the only way I get super mad if it's Southgate. It's Southgate. See that one there? That will drive me. I'm talking head loss, swearing, I'll get cancelled on the spot. I'll demonetize this whole fucking platform, fam. Because I swear down, I'm not joking. That is criminal. Because you know when you say possession, attacking football, how do you look at Southgate? I swear David Ornstein already rubbished that off only a month and a half ago. Yeah. He rubbished that off like there was the top candidates and he wasn't in it. So that's why I look at it thinking, these man, that's why I can't believe it once. Do you know what I'm saying? But the whole Ten Hag thing is like the only benefit of the doubt I'm going to give Ten Hag, right? For me, is that for the man management stuff, if you're going to coach, that's cool. Be a coach, and I won't be a hypocrite on that point. But then at the same time, for me, it's like it could be down to the players, isn't it? Like more time, these players down to the manager all the time. Why is it that we always get a collective of group of players, your Rashford, Bruno, and stuff like that, but yet we can't play football under no manager? So is it really the coach at times, or is it also the manager? Like, which one? Do you get what I mean? Or do both can share blame? Who holds more blame at this point? By the way, if it's lagging, it's because it's YouTube. By the way,
yeah, it's not us.
It's
What's
not
happening?
us. It's lagging, but it's not us. It's YouTube. Trust me, I got 1,000 megabyte of internet. Don't ever test my thing. But yeah,
Do you think he could, or shall I say, Ten Hag could be suffering from the fact he did well and maybe overachieved in his first season? Because I do, and again, no shade again. Liverpool.
No, shade if you need to, but just do what you got to do, man.
I'll be real with you, Monst. And I'm gonna say this, and you
just
know how
because our manager's got no hair quality.
Yeah, brother, like we share the same kind of. Me, Shane, our brothers might be cousins at this point, yeah. Like they're both Dutch winners and all that yada yada. But if you want to throw shade, I don't mind. Don't
No,
like
I'll tell you what,
me and you will never throw. Me and you won't
Because it got hard
out.
slot now. That's why, man. They can't throw shade anymore.
He's being careful. I remember the Kids channel.
If you didn't win the FA Cup, I'd be on there throwing shade. But I can't sit here and act like we've blown you out of the water season wise. Like we finished above you in the Prem. We were expected to do that. In my opinion, we should have went on to win at least the Europa as well, and we didn't. So we underachieved this season, in my opinion. So I can't sit and act like Man United, the only team here that's underachieved. But I do think it's a case of, because he did so well in his first season, but I think he did well partly because Liverpool flopped, Tottenham flopped, Villa was still building, Chelsea. I think he looked better than what he actually was. And I think this season's more of a true reflection of where he is, but also where Man United is as a club as well. And I don't think sacking him solves the situation or a problem. I think it's got to be sorting out the stadium, sorting out the squad, and having a proper structure, and then seeing if he can still handle it. If he can't handle it when those things are in place, then he's got to go. But for me, again, this is where I will be shameless. I'll be happy if you keep him. I'll be even happier if you get Southgate. But from a footballing point of view, I think he should get one more season. But if you get Southgate, Kaz, I might all come up to the house, bro. And you too, Saeed, bro. Manchester.
We might have, no, I'm not even joking.
I'll pick you up on the way once. We'll make a real day of it, bro.
I mean, you know, it'll be difficult for you to go all the way to Birmingham and then come back.
No, it'll be worth it, though. It'll be worth it.
It'll be worth it. What I would say is that it's a lose-lose situation, I think, if we're talking between Ten Hag and Southgate. Now, me and Cass did discuss this earlier on today, that there is a thing with Ten Hag where it's not like there are zero positives with him. You know what I'm saying? There are.
He's like the, you know what it is? When you get the ick on someone, you just can't stand them no more. It is where
that's a good actually.
Like, don't get me wrong. You lot pay for depression at the moment. That's what you spend your money. You spend your good-earned money on depression. That's what happens as a United fan right now. But what I would say is that there are good times there. There are little bits of gap. Like, let's be honest, every manager needs time to even implement or to do what they need to do. Some more than others. Do I think this job's too big for Ten Hag? Absolutely. Do I think that a job can be too big for a manager if they're given ample amounts of time? A little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Ten Hag's going to work out. I think Man United, the way you guys are built as an institution, you're not built to give managers like Ten Hag 5-6 years to do what they need to do. But if this is the direction INEOS are going to go in, then 2 trophies in 2 years has kind of saved his bacon a little bit. The only frustrating thing is when you don't have an identity, of football for so long, it becomes very difficult to look for positives. And it's not just having no identity of football. This man genuinely thinks there's a style of football. He genuinely thinks about his injuries. His team would be challenging. He genuinely thinks he's doing nothing wrong, unless it's a front for the media. And his management has proved to be inaccurate on top of that. So for me, I'm not saying it will never work with Ten Hag, because you never know when it can click with a team. With Arsenal, even though they missed out on top 4, it clicked. Yes, they had a style of play, but it clicked. Now, yes, 19 different combinations of back lines is crazy for any manager. But Ten Hag hasn't helped himself. He hasn't helped himself.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? We don't even know if you man like to high press. We don't know if I do a 1-2. I don't know if I'm getting the ball back.
Be like the Molyneux this today, the other week. Do you know what I mean?
If I'm getting it, just be a 1.
And by the way, Saeed, we got to talk on that one. Got a little proposition.
Yeah. Say that more.
Go on. Continue once.
No, but are you guys going?
No. I'm just saying.
But you know what it
one's
is
gonna
though,
get
with the 2 trophies, man. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's brilliant, isn't it? The Carabao Cup, you know what I mean? But you got to remember the Coventry game, man. Yeah, I know we got there, man, but the Coventry game, bro, we should have been out. You know what I'm saying to you? We got through that with the penalties, and he deservedly beat Man City, by the way. No one can take that away from him. But you can tell, like, there's certain, like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, there's certain things that are mitigating. Like, look at the cup run as well we had to the Carabao Cup. Is it Charlton? Come on, no disrespect in that. But he won it at the end of the day. But that's why they're looking at it thinking, yo, man, he's won it, but then we feel like we're not satisfied by what we're watching. Do you know what I mean? That's where they're looking at. They're thinking, why is it that we're feeling a bit unsatisfied by what we're seeing in terms of 2 years, 2 trophies? You could all get Arsenal. Arsenal are doing something, but again, they're not winning trophies. It's almost as if now owners are looking at the style, what they, the football. They're looking at everything other than trophies now. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest, because sometimes they can say, "Oh, it papers over cracks. It's not sustainable." They can look at so many factors, man. And also the bread and butter of the Premier League. They want to see this football club year on year on challenge for the league. So are they looking at Ten Hag's kind of like portfolio and what he's done and be like, "Yo, we can see him in the next year, getting closer to Arsenal." I think we're 30 points behind Man City. 30 points. They're like, "Yo, that's a lot,
You owe the Premier League goals. You owe the Premier League goals.
Enough goals. Do you understand? Man City. By the way,
goal difference. You owe the Premier League goals, bro.
By the way, the amount of goals Man
debt.
City scored this year, I think the amount of goals Man City scored this year, that's the amount of goals that we pretty much scored in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, do you nuts that sounds? But then again, I could always say, next year, maybe in 2 years, we might win the Premier League, we might win a champs and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, we're just as good as Klopp's team.
So there's a way, bro. There's a way to just
Arsenal
win
count trophy. We count trophies equals success. Go on, sorry. Go on.
That was shady, Kaz. I saw you did that. That was shady.
There's a way to just win the
That was this game, man. That was this.
And bro, if you owe the Premier League goals, if you're in debt, you've broken countless records. The Champions League run is unforgivable in itself. You know what I'm saying? You are the Premier League.
People forget that, the worst British team have done.
Bro, it's crazy. You man are the Premier League defibrillators. You just give everyone a lease of life. You give everyone a lease.
That's actually wild, man.
You just give everyone the lease of life, bro. Like, bro, even bro, it's crazy.
That one, innit?
Yeah, it's
What you say? What you say? Like,
clear. Sheffield United, clear. You just give it, bro. You man made Coventry look good, blood. Like
we made. I say this as well. This is what I say about Ten Hag inners, yeah. And I'm not. I don't know. There's a couple in here that want Ten Hag to stay, and that's totally fine. That's down to you, but you can't deny, like, we got Casemiro. Varane was still fit. There's Amrabat that's there, and there's a few players that are there that can ball. Like, let's be real. And we wait, one sec. And we got bopped off the park by Burnley, and somehow we came out of a 1-0 win. We got bopped by Burnley at even our own gaff in a few moments as well. Sheffield United at some points made some good moves against us. I believe they might have scored the first goal as well. And there's more, and there's just more games to that. And it's like, if you're a Ten Hag inner and you can kind of see that you're going to blame the players and not the manager. Sometimes I just find when it comes to the inners more time is that they make every excuse to not blame the manager. And I think there's no. And the same with Ten Hag outers, and I say we always make the excuse to not blame the players more time, and it was on the manager. But it's because the manager sets this team up and he chooses his favorites more time over and over and over until this year, which is a fact to the end of the season. Oh, you want to bring in Amrabat and Ahmad, and all of a sudden we're playing better football. Like, how can you not spot that like months ago? I don't understand it. And I know we had a centre back crisis as well, which is the other excuse. And to be fair, yeah, that's cool. But when you could say about the centre back issue, but what about the midfield? When we kept conceding shots, that's not a defensive issue. That's a structural issue. And it's like, how can you abandon stuff and say, I think we played good football like today? Like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Gaslighting. You man watches gaslighting it. Do you man watch it? Like, listen to this brother. I swear down, this man.
My pet peeve is that he stands on business. He does this dumb shit and he doubles down. Bro,
yeah.
You looked at your left back situation Malacia, what even is a Malacia anymore? You saw
Sorry,
Reguilon.
just on that. Has
and
he
you
been
look-
injured this season, Malacia?
Nah, he's come from jail, man. He's got that
Injury.
jailbreak, man.
You know, Quincy Promise's best mate, one of them. You know, you can label a lot of it.
But look at the left back situation. You had Reguilon there, you have Luke Shaw, and there's no Malacia. But you thought, you know what? We'll shoehorn Dallo into left back if needed. We'll even play Lindelof there if needed, and we'll rely on Luke Shaw's fitness, even though that hasn't improved in the 9 years that he's been here. And we'll ship off Reguilon.
Did Amrabat play there? Did Amrabat play left back at one point?
Yeah, he played that for the first
So
like,
the first
games.
game, the first game was
Sits there.
the
Crystal Palace.
Carabao Cup. He balled out in the first game, and the second game he tried to do it again, but this time they brought in their other players. That they weren't like they had a Gay and stuff like that, and he gave away a free kick like in a danger zone. It was offside. It was meant to be counted offside, but it didn't. We lost 1-0. We couldn't finish our dinner. We couldn't create anything. But then after that, it was like, nope, Amrabat, nope. You're actually like your name is Sofiane Tate, Scamrabat, this time. Didn't really get given no more time after that.
No, listen, you know what it is, man. A lot of his problems he's created himself as well. You know what I mean? Like when you actually deep it, like he's had players available, but he's just gone with his stubborn approach. So that for there, we've been losing a lot of games because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, we've had injuries and we've had one of the worst injuries in the league, but it just doesn't add up to what certain situations should have been like. You know what I mean? Certain tactics should have been made. You know, if you are getting injuries, then play pragmatic. He only played pragmatic towards the end. You know, after the Crystal Palace defeat, he then said, you know what, Arsenal, you know, this game here, we're going to play pragmatic football. We're going to get Amrabat in the midfield. That's when he decided to do it. So for me, I just like miss me all that bullshit, bro. Like this sympathy for me is mad because in the day, other teams have still been winning. You know, Liverpool have only had 2 more injuries than us, you know, and how many points have we finished above us?
I tried to tell Cash this. They don't want to listen to me, bro.
Yeah, it's true, Cass, man.
Yeah, but it's
more injuries than us.
don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know they've had Mo Salah out for at a period. They've had Trent out for a period and all this kind of stuff. I know there was some, Alisson for a period, but we've had this like when it comes to your main centre backs. Yeah, I know you got Kwanzaa in, and I seen Konate was fit for a long time.
Should never be playing,
bro. We've had no Luke Shaw for the whole season. Yeah, whole season. We've had no Lissandro again for a whole season, and on build up. There's a difference in that. You can talk about how many injuries you got, but the type of injuries we have had and we've had to suffer. Like even at the start of the preseason, you had your players going into your starting games that you wanted to go with. He planned for Casemiro and Kobe, and he got injured, so that fucks up the plans. And that's this is me giving credit some leeway here, you know. At some point, do you get what I mean? There were little bits and bobs that you could say we're missing. Even at season. Yeah, Matip again. That was the thing. But Konate stepped up. We were making videos about how good Konate's been.
But for me, Matip.
Hoyland was injured at the start of the season. We've had one striker all season.
But listen, I don't listen. People might fight me about this one. I think Matip's better than Lissandro. Lissandro's probably better now, but now that Matip's gone in that and he's injury prone. But for me, Matip's better than Lissandro. The best Matip's better than Lissandro. So the fact that we didn't have Matip, because Matip's better than Konate.
No, but you know what? To be fair, I'm going to give you credit. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it back. I think Matip, to be fair, that season what was the season when you won the league?
COVID.
Yeah. He was one of the best centre backs. But
what are we talking about? 4 years ago.
Yeah. No, I'll give him his credit. I'll give him his credit. Matip was quality that season.
Let me land with this point. So I'm gonna put, even if you think Matip's the same as Lissandro, or even if you think Lissandro's a little bit better, I'm not gonna deal with semantics here. Yeah. Either way, you've had Lissandro out for the season. Matip had an ACL and he's been out for the season. Yeah. Quality centre back needed. Konate's had his fitness issues this season, a mainstay at the centre back. Kwanzaa should not be playing more than 2-3 games for Liverpool Football Club. He was under Joey Barton last year. He should not get a sniff in this Liverpool side.
Joey Barton? Was he playing for Fleetwood?
Yes, he was not Fleetwood.
Bristol Rovers.
He was Bristol. I think it was Bristol. He was under Joey Barton. This is my point. He was under Joey Barton. So that's not a centre back. I'm sorry, he shouldn't be playing. So if you're looking at other injuries such as Mo Salah, Trent was out. Mo Salah, Trent, Van Dijk, not sorry, Alisson's been out. The 3 of those, that's equivalent to any of the 3 best
Yeah,
players.
but I hear it. But they
They're
were
better
out,
than
they were
all- they're
winning.
better than all
You
three.
win it, but when you were out, they were winning. As soon as they came back, you started losing.
No, that's not the point. The point is that those are our 3 world-class players apart aside from Van Dijk. Quality
Oh yeah,
players.
yeah. But if you look towards Man United though, bro, we've had 30 different combinations of defenses, bro.
Yes, and I'm not.
We relied on Johnny Evans.
I'm not downplaying your injuries, but our injuries have not been that much worse than yours. They haven't been. It's
Yeah,
just
but
that
the quality of injury, is a whole different aspect.
No, because Mo Salah is world class, Trent is world class, Alisson is world class. So those 3 players are our best.
Yeah, but even if you filter in what you've had to filter in, yeah. What Man United had to filter in was a 37-year-old broken down Johnny Evans, a Kambawala who played 3 games, and one of them he got ripped in against
equivalent to Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I know. I hear that, but we put him in the deep end, like, and there was no bedding in period for him at all. When Kwanzaa came in, when Kwanzaa came in, he came in next to a Virgil van Dijk, brother. Our Kambawala came in to a Johnny Evans that couldn't stay fit against West Ham, and he still got injured that game.
But when Kwanzaa came in, he was also playing with a Kelleher and a Connor Bradley. I'm sorry, we had.
You not rate Kelleher, man. You not rate him.
No. Yes, bro. Again, you man are not deep in it. I'm not discrediting Kelleher or Connor Bradley. I'm saying 3 of our back 5 were academy graduates under the age of 23. Now, Liverpool, I understand it. You are not taking in, you're saying, the quality of injuries. When you don't have Mo Salah, Trent, and...
Yeah, but you got Jurgen Klopp as well.
No, exactly. My point, we deal with our injuries better because we're better than you. And we have a distinctive style of play. So when someone like Kwanzaa comes in, it doesn't affect us as much. Your injuries weren't that much worse than ours, but you man are dead food. As I said, you man are walking.
I'm not being funny, but do you not expect that from a team that brought in 3 midfielders? So why? If that was the case, you've been dealing with stuff so much better than us. Okay, of last season, which you did, and everything. And that's not unknown. What's the excuse for finishing below us in the previous season since you had your 3 world-class players that you love so much there, 4 world-class? What was it then?
Exactly. Again, but that's not the argument I'm giving you, though.
Yeah, but I don't get your argument in the first place.
The argument I'm saying is that our injuries, like what Saeed said, Liverpool have had 2 less injuries, and our injuries aren't that much different. And just because our squad, again, we've managed our squad better than you. Our youngsters.
No, I agree. That's why I'm making that point.
Yeah, that's
I agree.
And you have also, on top of that, you have a way better quality of squad than us, anyways. So I feel like that's this point solved. Like you're better than us anyways.
On that point, no, that is down to a lot of that is down to Ten Hag and how he spent his money, though.
Yeah, I say so. We got
Mount. We got Mount. We got Anthony. Like, you know, the final, right? He had, I think he had 7 players on the bench. You know,
who have you guys bought since he's been there? You bought Lissandro,
Casemiro,
Anana, Casemiro.
Ericsson,
Anthony,
Amrabat, Hoyland,
Amrabat.
Yeah. You've had Vegas and all of that, and you know,
forgot the other loans.
Johnny Evans. I'm sorry, guys. He spent poorly.
He spent nearly 400 million, man. So
like that's some of the worst.
But that was because he had veto on a lot of the transfers, and he had a lot of control. You know what I mean? That he should not have had. And that's another thing that the INEOS are looking at as well now. That they're thinking, man, what is going on with his squad, man? What have we got to work with here, man? Because, you know, like genuinely, I've been thinking, if we bring a new manager in now, like, what's he going to like? What's he not going to like? Are these players can work in the system? You know, we've got the whole situation with Greenwood to sort out. We've got all these wingers, Sancho coming back. Like, does Ten Hag want to work with Sancho anymore? Do you want to sell him? What's going on there? So there's a lot to kind of work out, and that's because the whole squad is so imbalanced, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you've got a whole load of nothing, really. Like, there's some quality, but there's a lot of shit as well there. That's why for me,
the balance.
I don't want. If you told me no signings, but you're getting rid of half of the team, I'd take that, man, because I just feel like for me right now, you need to cleanse the squad, and it needs that cleansing, and that's what maybe they're looking at, who to get rid of as well, personnel as well, like. You know, if they want to sell players, if they want to sell players, you know, if the manager wants to keep this player, but he's not allowed to, he has to basically be a head coach. You know, so maybe Ten Hag's like, nah, man, sod this. I don't want it. Let's have a mutual termination. Maybe he's thinking like that. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe as well. The thing is with Liverpool, you've got balance. Like the thing is in Man United, we've got one outlet. There's Rashford. The other one's called Garnacho. Actually, two outlets. That's our two outlets. And the thing is, they don't. You try to use them in both. One's a right. It looks like he's better than the right winger than the left winger. The issue is we don't have enough physicality in there, mixed with technical ability, and there's such an imbalance at Man United. That's why we get ran through by any team that's got some sort of P&P with a bit of technical ability about them, or even just technical ability that can actually beat a player. You're done for. AKA the Bournemouth, why they lifted us. Wolves, they should have beat us, to be fair, especially in the first game. You know, Cunha was driving through it. So many different occasions. It's just that's the part of the issue. But then we switch over to Liverpool now, you know, and look who it is. You bought 3 midfielders in last year. You got, I think, was it Endo, Sabitzer?
No, Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai, and who's the other one? Gravenberch. And yet you're still looking for another midfielder. Right now, as we speak, you're 100% signing someone at a top grade. Let's get this straight. Top grade. Yeah. And when you look at it like that, and even if it is Arne Slot and not Klopp, the thing is, people expect a massive drop-off from Klopp. I'm going to be honest. I think I've changed my mind on that, you know. I don't think it's going to be a drop-off what people actually think. You could have a 10-game winning bounce before you know it, and you still got that dressing room that says, this is it. Like, this is what we do, regardless of who's managing, you know. And the only thing is that with Arne Slot, right, is the only way Liverpool, for me, can go left, right, is not down to tactics, because we've criticized Klopp's tactics of late. It's probably his man management. Because the only thing is with these Dutch managers, Cal, is their man management. They're a little bit too open.
His is meant to be brilliant. I'll sit here and I'll be straight with you guys. I don't think the drop-off's going to be as crazy as people think. But I'm also 50-50 on Slot. Not because of him as a person, but also from the league he's coming from.
Bro, look, the league is shit. I'm telling you now, the Championship's better than the Eredivisie. I'm telling you now, guys. That league there. Did you watch? I don't know if you watched Jaap Stam. He did a interview on the Overlap, and he was saying like, "Oh man, apart from like Ajax, the traditional four like Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV, he said the rest is shit, man." He said it's not a good quality league. And you know what I mean? Like, I just think it's a poor league, man. Like, who watches the Dutch league? Like, normally you say to yourself, right, I'm gonna watch this, but bro, nobody watches the Dutch league.
That's why when people get gassed like Arsenal fans over that Jarrell Hatto and all that kind of stuff like that, I'm like, you ain't been watching him, bro. Like,
yeah, bro,
you haven't been watching him, because Ajax were dog shit. Yeah, for most of the season as well. Let's get one thing straight. Yeah. And also when it comes to these other ones, like the ones that you want, this Gertruda and these other man, like the Gertruda, the one that's like left, he can play anywhere across the back four. Liverpool are heavily linked with him. So he's a multifunctional type of player. I'm like,
who's he play for? Who's he play for?
Feyenoord,
bro. Yeah,
that's a red flag as well, you know.
The thing is,
when he gets his players from his old club.
The thing is, with Atalanta, you know, at least there's a notable. It's like you'd watch Atalanta versus Napoli, you'd watch Atalanta versus Inter Milan. Like, you know, you're getting good attacking football. You've been watching them games this season. That's why you can rate people like Edison. You know, whether it's true or not, you know what you're going to get from him. Both legs against Liverpool, so you've been watching him there. Both legs against Sporting Lisbon, he absolutely packed them as well. You know,
he's not DM stages.
No, he's an 8. But I think we're going into that part where it's in this era now. You look like Arne Slot likes to play with a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, right? And you look at it like we're going into that era that you're not going to get a 6 like that. That's complete. It's a 6 hybrid /8. You know?
No, we need a 6, bro. We have to get a 6.
Wait, bro, like did he just turn? Oh, what do you think, Mons?
I think we need a 6, but I think if we get a hybrid 6/8, that will work as well. I think that's kind of the new thing that's in at the moment. I'm 100% down for us to go and get a really good 10, because if McAllister plays alongside Endo in the pivot, I still feel like it can work, but I'm just not trying to play Endo all season long. I don't think he's good enough to maintain like a title charge or anything like that. So that's kind of the way I see it. I think if we can get someone like an Edison in, if we can try and break the bench for like a Kimmich or something like that, I'm happy either way. But I think the market for midfielders definitely isn't where it was, I think, a year ago, I'd say. I don't know what your stance is on that.
No, I agree.
If the Edison thing is concrete, I would be really happy with that. I'd be mad happy with that. Even the lad from Wolves, João Gomez. Don't know why no one's looking at him.
Yeah, no one
Yeah,
bats
I
an
like
eye
him.
when
I like him.
no,
You know,
no one bats an eye when it's
João
Bruno
Gomez is
Gomes.
good.
I mean, Bruno Gomes is a cow as well.
I
He's
said
a
the same thing
hybrid.
about- I said the same thing about Mateus Cunha. I feel like all these guys are looking at Isak, Gyökeres, all these guys. I think Mateus Cunha is right up there with those guys, right up there in terms of quality, affordable too. I think at Man United should definitely be looking at someone like that. But,
I hope we get him. We was looking at him 2 years ago. Imagine that.
Yeah,
I think he's a baller, but the only thing is you're gonna have to play him as a false nine or a central midfielder, in my opinion. You can't play him as the out and out striker because he's not clinical. He's like Jesus. He plays exactly like Jesus. And I don't think there's any difference between both of them players.
You know what it is with him though.
Cunha.
Cunha and Jesus. Cunha
is way more. He is way more of a goal threat than Jesus.
Yeah.
As a goal threat.
Jesus
Goal
ain't a goal
threat.
Cunha is
threat.
100% more dangerous as a goal threat than Jesus. 100%. He strikes the ball better. He's
Even
more
when
robust.
brother, what? No,
Jesus is a better dribbler, but Cunha is a better ball carrier.
I don't think there's much difference.
Yeah, he's a better ball carrier. No, he's right. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cunha is an unbelievable ball carrier, man. That's why he plays more in the 10 role, man. You know what I mean? Than he plays up front, man. Like genuinely. He plays like Kwan Chan will play up front, and then you'll have Cunha just literally being the playmaker. And he's so good at carrying the ball, man. Like genuinely. You know what I'm saying? So I agree, man. I think Cunha right now is a better proposition than Jesus. You know what I mean?
I think they offer exactly the same thing. Like you don't get mad goals out of them. The best.
No, he's more explosive. Cunha's a bit more explosive, man. I'll be real with you.
Exactly, but you can nitpick little bits and bobs, but they're the same player, bro.
If you're putting
them in a nine, they're doing exactly the same thing.
They're not, man. They're not. You're not.
What's his name then? Sorry, Dean. What was his name?
Dean who?
Huang something.
On where?
I got his name wrong. Apologies.
Huang.
What? Yeah, Huang. Yeah.
Bro, Cunha is, hey man, 12 goals, 7 assists, by the way. Don't play with him. And he's a good player. He's got good feet, not a bad passer, carries the ball. Man aren't deep in the way he drives. Bro, you man played Wolves, bro. He fucked you man up, bro. He fucked us up.
Yeah, but the way Wolves play, I'm not being funny. This is what I mean. Transition, he's a great player and everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not. And this is not me
bullied up Chelsea, bro. He bullied up Chelsea as well.
But are we really putting Chelsea on that pedestal at that moment of time? Probably not. They got battered. But I'm just saying they play with two up top. He was mainly up there with Hwang Chan at times, and if not Neto, they played on a transition. It's the same thing we big Marcus Rashford up for, but we said, but he caught them on transition.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way. You soak up pressure. But when it comes to actually trying to break down a team, Wolves have struggled this year. And so did Cunha. But the thing is, I'm taking Cunha. I'm not even describing. I'm taking him all day long. If you're telling me there's a link, man, between Kobe and all that kind of stuff, I'm putting him there. But even up front, it depends what kind of nine you want at the end of the day.
I'm going to say again.
It depends on what kind of nine you want. That's the thing, man.
From the outside looking in, I mean, Highland, when the ball's played up to him, 9 times out of 10, from what I've seen, he makes it stick. It's just that the players playing around him don't really seem like they know what they're doing. So there's not much he can do.
He's too busy wrestling.
The era of false nines, man. I think even Liverpool, man. Let's be honest, man. Jota, is he an out and out number 9? I wouldn't really class him as an out and out. I know, but he could go on the left, he could go on the right. He's very versatile in what he can do. You know, looking at Arsenal. You know, you're looking at Tottenham with Heung-min Son. They're not out and out number 9s, but they can play across it. I think now football is becoming like a game where you just have so much combinations. You basically get more out of football now with having a lot of combinations around you and moving it around, fluid football, rather than just having a target man. You know what I mean? You limit yourself sometimes, man. And Pep Guardiola proved it 2 years in a row. The guy won the Premier League without a number 9. So it can be done, but I mean, it's.
But if that's the case, if you're going to do,
sorry, bro.
No, I was just going to say, but if you're going to get a false 9, then what's the point of having Amads in your team and players like that? You need an inside forward on the left. I don't think why would you want to create? Because then your only inside forward is a Garnacho and a Rashford, and that's easy to read.
That's true.
England
is so bad, by the way, man. Bro, England is so bad. Genuinely, guys, man. Flipping out.
Yeah. So I'm saying I need you lot to get Southgate. I need that.
Bro, I swear down, bro. They are so bad. Ramsdale's made a good save. But yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. I think now it is football, it's they don't, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna see out at number 9s now. You know what I mean? I think they're fading out the game. I think now kids want to be wingers, they want to be inside forwards because you get most of the ball. You know what I mean? As a striker now, you know,
you argue the best teams have got the best core though. Like you look at Real Madrid, Courtois, Rudiger, you got Emmanuel Camavinga, striker. All right, Bellingham's doing the false nine, but they got Vinny there as well, and Rodrigo. Man City, Ederson in goal, not the greatest the goalkeeper, but for their system, absolutely phenomenal. You've got Stones and Diaz. You've got Rodri, who's the best DM in the world, and you've got Haaland, who's probably top 2 strikers in the world. So I get what you're saying, Slade, but sometimes I think the specialists just take you over the line. I think it's well and good having, and we've seen it. We've got multifunctional players all over the pitch, but the specialists, when we got Virgil, when we had Fabinho, Alisson, that's when it took us over the line. We got those specialists.
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well.
I think you've got to find them.
So what specialist do you want then? Since you're like not convinced on Ederson, Percy at your thing, then it looks like Palhinha's definitely going by.
I rate Ederson from what I've seen. Again,
so who do you want? So who do you want? Because Douglas Luiz ain't a 6. Let's be real. Exactly. He's more of an 8. Bruno Gomes is a hybrid, but he can do that role. He can easily do that.
No, he can't. He's not a 6.
Bro, he's been doing 6 foot. Bro, he's been doing it for Newcastle. What are we
doing it, and have Newcastle been coping with it? Not very well.
I'm not going to be funny, but Newcastle, like, this is where
they were getting the best out of him when it was him and Tonali, bro.
Yeah, but no, when they had Joe Linton, it's all about balance. You got a lot better quality of squad. He doesn't have to play with the likes of like a Lewis Miley or a Joe Willock, or when he when he looks left and he sees Dan Burn trying to bust a gut. Are you nuts? Come on, man! Like, come on, man!
He's not a 6.
So you
because we've switched from having just mainly runners in our team to actually having technical players. I want to see someone in there who just no nonsense, just a DM. I don't need him to be flashy. I don't need him to be.
You want a Florentino Luis type player?
Yeah, obviously a better caliber,
a destroyer.
I'll be real with you. Someone like Ugarte, I'm good with that.
Yeah. He might be the one to watch out for, But then again,
he's out of favor. He's out of favor of PSG. They want to sell
someone like him. I'm good with. I'm good. Like him, and next to McAllister or Trent or Jones. Like, I'm good with that. But I need someone in there who just says, I'm walking out to the pitch today because I don't really care what you lot do.
You want Trent to bomb back up that field, don't you? That's what you
want him in midfield. You know my thing. You know my thoughts, Nate.
But then technically, if that's the case, when I was asking Mons about his midfield, I was like, name me your 3.
By the way, I'm not going to speak on Trent in front of Mons.
No. We're about to do that. So basically, his 3 was, I can't remember once his 3. We said if there's Ederson in there, all of a sudden, and you're Ederson, McAllister, and Mont said another name, I think Curtis Jones, but depending on the system, right? So with you want McAllister, Trent, and a proper DM.
Yeah.
So Curtis Jones bench, Szoboszlai get on the bench, Gravenberch, you're on the bench. Harvey Elliott. Since you're looking at right wingers, Harvey Elliott bench. So did you understand? Like, do you reckon Trent, McAllister, and a DM really moves the needle in the midfield?
For me personally, yeah.
I don't understand why you'd have McAllister and Trent in the same kind of. I think they do the same.
I'd play McAllister as a 10. I'd play double pivot with the DM and Trent, and I'd play McAllister.
This brother.
What about this? By the way, what about this player? By the way, this Brazilian kid. You're fond of him, Callum?
Which one, Ederson?
Yeah.
I think from what, again, I can only speak of what I've seen. I've only seen him play against us over the 2 legs and against some of the game against Leverkusen. He reminds me of a Kante type player.
That's he reminds me of Fred. I can't lie when I watch him.
That's what I said. He's like a juiced up Fred.
I think he's good from what I've seen of him, but he seems like he prefers doing. Like, I've seen him score goals and all that. I feel like he's fully box to box.
Yes,
he gets back and tackles well, but he's also looking to get a goal as well in him as well.
Yes,
he's very good. We've got players who can do that though. I need a specialist now. I need someone who's going to look behind them and go, Virgil, whoever your partner is today, Alisson, I got you lot.
Name me some specialist 6s though.
Not many. Not many.
Kimmich isn't even a specialist 6. I would
He's
say.
more-
A specialist 6 isn't what we're going to get. We're going to get a hybrid 8/6.
Yeah.
But predominantly, we just like him to be better in the 6 than he is in the 8. And it's as simple as that. Liverpool are not playing a 4-3-3 Jurgen Klopp style formation anymore. We're playing a 4-2-3-1 with a pivot, with a defensive pivot and a creative 10. Now, if that's what we're going to do, and he likes to play with some sort of ball-playing progressive passer, that's what McAllister's job is most likely going to be. The job that Wi-Fi does, Wi-Fi that he does, is probably going to be McAllister's job. We don't need to buy someone like that. McAllister will go and do that. Now, if we're gonna, like, for me, don't be surprised if Endo and McAllister aren't just the pivot going into the start of the season. Don't be surprised at that.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised at that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be surprised at what might be in store. But for me, either we go and get creative 10, or we go and put McAllister and an Edison in DM, and then Harvey Elliott plays in the 10, or we go and buy a 10, or Salah moves into the 10, or we buy a Kudus. And you know that's probably the way it's gonna go. We're not gonna buy no lung busting 6.
We ain't getting Kudus. You say Kudus?
I said Kudus will probably go on the right. Salah will go in the 10, and he'll be more central.
Yeah, you're not getting Kudus, G.
I said a Kudus.
Yeah.
Just anyone who can go right wing, someone like that.
It should be Elise. We should be chasing Elise. That's who we should be going after.
Why are we getting Elise for?
What do you mean? What are we getting Elise for?
We have Salah. Why don't we?
Mons, hold on. Mons, how many streams have we done this season where we've gone Salah needs competition or he needs to be benched because he's not playing well enough?
Competition, but Elise is too good to bench though, bro. You can't sit on our bench.
The
man can't sit on our bench, bro.
No, sir, this is why I've got to like snap us out of it. We've been conditioned as a club to just have a first 11 and everyone else is on the bench.
No, bro. I understand.
Let me land here, Mons. Name me Pep Guardiola's favorite starting back four.
We're not Man City.
No.
Man City.
Name his favorite back four. He doesn't have one.
We're not Man City, and we don't have Pep Guardiola as a manager.
No, but
we have the 2.3 version.
No, but this is what I'm saying. For me, slot should be a clean slate where everyone in that squad goes, we've all got a chance to nail down a position here. This whole notion of you've got to have a first 11. Or if you sign a player, it can't be as good as someone in the first 11. No, I'm trying to buy players better than players in the first 11. So those players become rotation players. Like, how are we sitting there thinking we can't go for Elise because we've got Salah? That's crazy, bro.
I'm not saying we can't go for Elise, but for
I
me,
want the best.
I'm not going to. Yes, you want the best. Then you again, FSG till we're not FSG until I die by getting Elise when we got Salah.
That's a low blow.
We're saying that's a low blow, but that's not what we're doing. If we're looking at our board, you're not going to go and get Elise for 60 mil when Salah is still there. Sell Salah then. Sell him.
Why are we selling Salah?
Oh,
so wouldn't it be better to buy Elise a year early than selling Salah next year and then trying to buy Elise?
He's too good to rotate.
No, he's not. No one should be too good to rotate, bro. Is he Messi? Unless he's Messi or Cristiano in their prime or R9, they're not good enough. They're not too good to rotate. I'm sorry,
that's
man.
my opinion.
That's Premier League football, bro. Do you know how intense the league is? Real Madrid and Barca in their prime could do all that no rotation because their league's not as intense as ours. Our intensity in the league is the reason why our teams can't get over the line in the Champions League. It's not just a coincidence, bro. Real Madrid are having games moved to accommodate their Champions League season.
We're not Real Madrid.
Our Premier League are piling more games in.
We're Real Madrid. We're Real Madrid and we're not Man City, bro.
Exactly, but that's the level I want to get to, Mons.
Yeah, we can get to that, but the start of getting to that ain't Elise.
Why not?
It's not Elise, not now.
So what? All right, let me ask you a question. Salah goes through bad form. What happens then? Do we just say we're going to keep on playing him because he's Salah?
No, I'm not saying Salah's undroppable, bro. I'm not saying Salah's undroppable. I just think there's other positions on the pitch for Liverpool for us to be going and getting an Elise. He can only play right wing. I don't care. Don't give me any place in the 10.
Elise can play in the 10. And he can play left wing.
He can play. What do you mean left wing? No, he doesn't play well in the left wing. When is he played left wing and cooked in the left wing? When is he cooked in left wing?
Mons, are we really doing this?
When is he cooked left wing? Give me a game.
You're
Give me a game.
Mons,
give me a game. Give me a game. Give me a game. Give me a game.
I'm not the only one saying this.
Give me a game. Give me a game.
So you're telling me Elise can't play left wing or 10?
No, he can play in the 10. But for me, I'd rather keep him in his strongest position.
Man, you're better than this, bro.
I'm not.
I'm not even angry, bro.
You're better than this.
We can again. For me, again, I don't fancy Elise in the right wing. I think there's other people, there's other positions we can prioritize than going and getting Elise. Why are we going and spending 60 million on Elise? We need so many other positions. We need to get a left winger, bro. Yeah, left winger or a striker.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right wing for me, right wing is the least of our issues. Don't get me
They're
wrong.
all issues. They're all issues, man.
Yeah, they are issues. They are issues. But for me, as I said, I'm not someone who I feel like Elise. For me, I just think there's other wingers out there that we can get that are a bit more adept than him. Personally, my opinion.
Hey, I thought we were in this shit. These lot, like, bro, they're scrambling over.
That's why they have these therapy streams at 11 o'clock at night, man. No one hears it. You know what I mean?
Big sixpence.
Yo, big sixpence, man. Therapy streams, man. I love him, man. I love him.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
Like, honestly, see, Cal, Southgate might actually be doing my man a favor. Send him in Trent, trying to showcase it to the world so you can see Arne Slot give him a cum shot over him being in centre mid, fam. So madness.
He's
Yeah, this is exactly what you want. If anything, you should be thanking. You should be thanking.
I say nothing about Trent.
Can't believe
by someone on the stream when it comes to Trent. I don't want to go that.
Crazy. But yeah, man,
I would play Trent in the 6 if you could.
Never.
I remember Cal actually saying on one stream that we should put Trent in the 6, and that changed very rapidly.
Bro.
Actually, I might actually have a clip for that too.
What
if
me
I can
saying?
find it.
Put Trent as a DM.
So I no, well, technically next to someone.
Never said that.
Next to who is it? Next
Come
to
on, guys,
was it next to Endo?
Don't lie,
I think you said Endo, Trent, and McAllister should be your 3 going forward.
Yeah,
and I think this is in February. So,
yeah.
But you said Trent in the 6 with
in a double
someone else.
pivot.
Still a 6. Still a 6.
I've never
still
said
a 6. Still a 6.
No, come on, Cass. You know what we do. You play
Still a
football,
6.
Cass. You play football.
I mean, I know, innit? I know, like.
Come on, boys. You're better than this. Champion Alonso was
we got to stop doing the "you're better than this."
No, because you are. I know you are better than this. Boy. You are.
Like, bro, we have so many issues, and the first issue you were saying is, yeah, we should go get an Elise, man. Should go get an Elise, man.
Receipts.
I want to buy plays this summer. And
don't get me wrong. I would love to have an Elise, but I'm addressing other positions before I get to an Elise in the right way.
Fair enough. I'm not saying that would be my first thing to do, but you mentioned a Kudos. I'm saying I'm not getting Kudos. I'm getting Elise if that's the case.
Why Elise over Kudos?
No, respect to Kudos though. It's more flexible.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, but you're either spending 100 million on Kudus, and that's if they accept that. By the way, they didn't even accept that for Declan.
120 minimum.
60.
No. Next season.
No. We went to don't move the goalpost and let's talk about prices. You said you'd rather get Elise than Kudus. Why?
For a start, the price.
What
his
about Mbemo?
age, homegrown. I think he gives you better output over the course of a season as well, if he's fit.
And Mbemo?
Oh, if he's fit. He's fit. Interesting.
Yeah, if he's fit.
Yeah, but
you mean it? Yeah, fair enough.
What about Mbemo?
I mean, if we want to go deeper to the Kudos,
Obama's a good option too. I think, bro. Listen, Obama's a good. I think all 3 of them are good options. All 3 of them are.
How can you be sleeping on Mbemo?
Yeah.
I
don't understand.
Bro, I'm not joking. I hope Man United go in for him if we don't get Elise. Like, honestly, I really do. We need goal scorers, bro. We need that more than ever. I've seen them. I hope we get him and Tony. How about that? I would love that. That back post, outside the boot, like cross. Here you go, Tony. Have a header.
Yep.
Cash money. But yeah, guys, there's 450 of you in there. Please smash the likes. Double check. Not ask you once this stream, by the way.
Come on, man. Stop being lazy with it. It's a Friday night. I know there's over 200 people that haven't been lazy. They paid their rent. It's due, even though it's at the start of the month. You're paying it early, or otherwise you're late. But please smash the like button and also subscribe to Saeed TV. This will be going over to Saeed TV as well. And then we also got Kopish, who is also going live on top of that. And then we got Big Sixpence as always. If you ain't seen Monster's Q&A where he talks about just about everything but transfers, then go and watch it. I mean, let's go. But yeah,
make sure you go over to Sai TV, Coppish, and Big Six Bands. Also, on top of that, if you want to see us do watch-alongs, you'll find Coppish on there very soon too. Go sign up here. Go sign up right here. It's in the pin and it's in the chat as well. This link here is absolutely free. I don't know why it says sing. I can't spell. Clearly, I'm dyslexic. But other than that, you know what it is? It's for free. Me, Daps, Monts at times, watch-alongs and whatnot. So go and sign up if you haven't done so. But we're going to end it there. And yeah, man, go over to Side TV where you're going to catch us as well. Probably talking about this more in depth and probably find an argument or two. But yeah, man, anyone got anything to shout out?
Big up, man. Just flash a like on the video, man.
Yes,
yeah, man. And thank you. Appreciate Monts Cow, appreciate it because you just gave me some receipts there and some clips. I heard Salah out.
No,
that's all I heard.
Wow.
That's all I heard.
And it was
all I heard is sell Salah, and it wasn't even from Cow, it's from Monts. Sell Salah. That's going straight on Twitter. We are yes, that's going straight on Twitter without no context.
Thing that I didn't miss.